Okay, hello. We're about to start, and I've got Facebookers right here as well. So, hello everyone. Welcome to another midweek tango practice. And today we're going to be working on posture, but not on how we build posture and how posture has to be, and that's in many quotes, but more on how posture changes depending on what we want to do. So that's the idea, and hopefully I can jam pack a lot of stuff in there in this half an hour that we have, and we can also have a little dance at the end. So that's the idea. Don't wear any heels if anyone who has heels with them. I have them here by my side, but don't wear them for the beginning, just so we can get started. So I'm just gonna adjust the other screen here so people can't see my feet. So we're gonna get started with our regular walks, and let's start almost like a warm-up exercise. And this comes from the exercises that we did last week of where we find our point zero position. So point zero has no basically we want no flexion in the joints. So this is not point zero. See, my knees are already extended, my hips as well. This is not point zero, obviously. So we want to find a position where there's no flexion, and at the same time I am able to ground myself. I am ready to move, but I'm not committing in any direction. So in my body it looks somewhat like this. I'm going to turn around so you can see me as well on this portion. So depending on how wide your hips are, or generally the structure of your hips, your feet might be more parallel, they might be more flared out, they might be closer together, they might be a little bit further apart. So find the position where there's no flexion, there's no flexion in the joint, and you feel that your heels support your pelvis. So for me, if I do this, I feel that my pelvis is falling into free space. So let's start from that. Stay close to a partner. Find your position. And then from this position, transfer over to one foot and lift. So now this position becomes something different. We're not in point zero anymore. And this is a transition that holds a lot of habits. Let's, for today, try to avoid keeping things square like this, and instead trying to find how we can, imagine this is a triangulated bowl, how you can balance a triangulated bowl over one spot, the hip. Okay, and also imagine that there is, and there actually do go like this, a spiralic form of muscles that go down that way around your leg. And now on the other side, because we have a lot of weight here, we also want to lift this hip a little bit. So find this alignment, take a moment. Doesn't matter how far up that foot is, not important. We're actually going to see how far up we can get it before you start feeling pain in your back. So you don't want to reach this point. Instead, if you want to go higher, you bend and come back in. Go up and bend. And depending on your flexibility, you might be able to get higher, or you might need to stay lower. So you don't want to feel that you're pinching here. That's the idea. Go up, test your limit, and then start to bend to get that leg higher. When you start to bend, notice that there is a counterbalance for the upper body, from the upper body. And at the base, you should feel that your weight is not falling forward or falling back. You can use a partner to help you out. And if you start feeling the burn on this side, that's good. And let's do two more. Up. And last one. Up. And release. Okay, fantastic. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Find point 0. Take a moment to absorb the experience from the right side. When you're ready, switch over and balance this triangulated bowl over that one spot. Doesn't matter how high this leg is at the moment. Make sure you're not over towards the front or falling to the back. And make sure also that you can freely breathe. And let's go. You go as high as you can. When you start to feel that some pinch might be coming in, you need to bend to get that leg higher. And we'll see how this comes into the game when we do steps. Feel how the muscles, remember when we were saying the upper top of the leg, and the upper top of the leg, the muscles go out when we bend, and the lower part they go in, and that's how they hug the knee. We have 4 more to go. Good. Down to 2. And last one. Good. And release. Fantastic. Get back to 2 feet. And take a moment. You can shake it off if you like, if it feels like it's too much burn. Okay. And let's go into steps. Back steps to start. Create your extension. And notice how you are already committing to the back, which is a good thing. But for now, try to see how you can manage this extension without leaving that spot, without committing to going back. So if you wanted to lift, you should be able to. And out and in. So out. And notice this impulse for the body to go forward. Let that happen, just for today. So you want to feel that your weight distribution does not change for the moment. Stay in the projection. And now see if you try to go deeper, you need to bend the front leg. See what happens with the upper body. And bend. And let's do 3 more like this. 3. two, and one, and up. Good. Pause. And I want you to keep the upper body where it is as you bend that front knee. Try to hold. Notice what happens. So we're coming into a much different position. So notice the change. I'm trying to keep my body where it is. Different things, other things will need to adjust. So if we're only doing a back step with a nice big deep projection, we try to allow for the body to go forward. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So let's add a step. Project, nice deep projection. Step. Good. Walk forward again. And then let's change feet. From a 2-point position, 0 position, you go over. You manage this triangulated bowl over the standing leg. And try to notice all these other changes that happen to the body. Just quickly addressing them. If this hip is opening up, this shoulder is coming forward. So there's already a slight twist. And if this hip is coming slightly up, then we have a little bit of a side curve. Okay? Just putting it out there. Let's go. Project. And come back in. We're not doing a big projection now. Just extending the leg basically. Extend the leg and come back in. And just to bring this to our attention, for this one, just try to hold and see what happens. If you don't let the body counterbalance slightly, then it's really tough to hold. So try it a couple of times. Holding compared to the upper and the lower body working together and allowing for a slight change in the posture. Good. Last one. And hold that leg out and make this deeper. Try not to, this is the second time we're going through this, try to feel all these triangles that we've been talking about. They're up here too, right? And try just for today not to hold. Maybe you've been taught holding, but just for today try something different. Good, 2 more. And last one. And now take a step. Walk forward. So let's now use those two and have step, step. No deep projection. Walk forwards. We'll do forward steps right after. Deeper projection, get into it. Step. Walk. But try not to hop away from this. Try to see how all these spirals work. Yeah? Again, a normal step. But this is also a moment to find all these things that we've been talking about. And walk. And a deeper projection. Find it. Avoid these positions where you feel that you're holding your breath. If you're holding your breath, realign. Go. One more time. Here we go. Normal size step. That doesn't mean we fly away. The other way to know you're doing it, it's coming together, is if you notice you're absorbing. You're not collapsing in the frame, but you're absorbing with the frame. And absorb through the foot and through the elbows. Absorb. Go. And absorb. Go. Good. All right, forward. Ready? Here we go. From a 0 position, we switch over and try to now, first of all, stabilize this, balance this, the forces inside this hip by realigning. We're about to go, but not yet. Notice also how your posture changes from here to here. You're changing from not committing to a direction to commit. 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 Hold. And now see if you can make it deeper. And watch especially here that you're not falling over your big toe. And this is where the hug around the knee helps. Project. And project. And up. And I know that there are various ways to do this. But I want you for today to just try to find that counterbalance in changing the shapes and finding spirals. Watch that you're not dropping it. Good. 2 more. Last one. And just for the end, let's try to hold. Just for the end. Try not to let that movement that we've been working on happen. See what happens. And let it go. And switch over. Switch over. From point 0, align this bowl. And it's always good to have an idea of how this looks in your body. Female bodies and male bodies are slightly different in structure, so that's always good to at least have the general structure in mind, so you know what you're trying to align, right? It's definitely not square. How this leg will come in and project is important, of how the forces are going to be over the standing leg. So try to tune into that. And also how the rest of the structure realigns. 3 more. 3. 2. 1. And hold. And now, oops, see, there we go. Still feel the adjustment I made was to feel that my heel supports the sit bone. Project. If you're feeling extra pressure on the outside of this hip, you need to make some readjustments, because that means there are shear forces going out that way. We don't want that to happen. Last one. And release. So let's put it all together and have a walk, walking forwards and then backwards. Here we go. First, no extra projection, just walking. But starting from a point zero position, take a moment to find yours. You know, all these things, no flexion, support of the pelvis, and readiness to move. These are the characteristics. So, when you're ready, realign that bowl. Go. 2 feet. Come back. Realign. Step. 2 feet again. And go. So here, if you're feeling forces going out that way, there needs to be some adjustment. That's not a good sign. You want to feel balanced. You want to have your hips balanced, or the forces inside your hips balanced. There we go. That's what I wanted to say. And step. And let's do the same thing going to the back. From 2 feet, or maybe you can't see me. There. From 2 feet, and again, be mindful. I'm probably most likely different than you in terms of body structure. Go over, feel balance inside this hip, so there's no pain that way, and there's no falling forward or back. Go. 2 feet. So notice the change from here, point zero, to here, and then to here. And switch over, and step. Good. Now without projection. So try to make your steps nice and long, or longer. Again, from 2 feet, we switch over, right? Two feet. Switch over. Two feet. Switch over. And notice how your intention changes, and also how the posture slightly changes to support the action. Okay? So from 2 feet again, I'm just going to stay here to have some extra space. I know you know what you're doing. 2 feet, switch over. Try to notice if any discomfort shows up. Nice long projection. Go. Yeah. 2 feet. Realign. Project. One more. 2 feet. Realign. Project. Yes. All right. Fantastic. So let's do it one more time. One for each. 2 feet. Switch over. Bring this leg. Step. 2 feet. Switch. Step. 2 feet. Switch. Step. This can easily become a choreography. There we go. And try to see how now you're going, how you're changing, and how you're preparing for a step. Prepare for a step. But also how the intention is in there. And that's all from your body. So if you can lead yourself through and allow for the lower body to communicate with the upper, so without holding, then you will feel there is, immediately when I do this, let me just turn this. There's this swing to go back. Just saying this for you leaders. So if you find this connection with the upper and the lower, there is a connection between what you're doing and what you're leading your partner to do. 2 feet. At least for the basics. 2 feet. Good. And now with a nice big projection and get set. And notice now how you're already like preparing, you're drilling, like literally drilling, like feel the spirals in your leg, because you know now this is going to be big. And prepare, drill in, project, go. And everything changes. While at the same time, almost the same rules apply, right? Even if it's a small bend or a big bend, it's still like through a spiral. Good. And switch over. Try just for today, allowing for all these things to happen together, and see how much you need to adjust. How much? This is too much. This is taking the leg up. But how much do you need to adjust? Based on, sorry, I needed to do that. Based on how deep and how far back you want to go. And you're still staying here, but you're also setting your intention to go back. Okay. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's put some music on. Ooh. It's okay. We'll just go extra couple minutes. Two minutes. So put some music on. If you don't like my music, just mute me and play your own. And I'm going to put some heels on as well. You can do the same. You don't have to. You can stay without heels. And I would like to suggest that we go side step. We have a lot of side step transitions to forward steps and back steps. And you also have transitions between normal size steps and bigger steps. So, and try to see how that changes your posture. Okay. Almost ready here. Hopefully you're almost ready on the other side. Perfection. Let's go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed
Yo me
that.
acuerdo que en el Marabú, cuando empecé más o menos a...
Okay. All right, so we will be continuing next week working with this concept of how how our posture changes through the different things that we want to do, and how it shows our intention. So I hope you will join me next week for that one, and join me on the Bautanz.com community for the exercise of the week and other extra goodies that are coming up. As September, we will be starting a new program with Tango for not for partners, so you know, singles. There we go, and a fitness program, but they're going to work together. You don't have to register for both of them at the same time, but they're really going to complement each other, because if you didn't know about me, I'm also a fitness instructor, and I'm going to put my hands together and come up with a program that can help us become better dancers and enjoy our dances more. So I hope I'll see you next week and at our community at bautanz.com. Bye bye.